next week to work on that.
The National Assembly has called for comments on the Finance Bill 2023, giving Kenyans until the 20th of this month to submit views on the measures aimed at raising 2.8 trillion shillings worth of revenue. The Finance Bill seeks to ramp up tax revenues through revision of excise tax, income tax, as well as withholding tax. This comes even as a section of pundits have questioned the practicability of some of the measures proposed in the bill, especially the proposed digital assets tax. Brian George has the details.
In its maiden finance bill, the Kenya Kwanza government has sought to cast its tax net wider to rob the country's budding digital services space and digital content creation into the taxman's radar. The Treasury is proposing withholding tax on digital content creation at 15%, as well as the introduction of digital assets tax at 3%, targeting cryptocurrencies and non-fungible tokens, commonly known as NFTs. Given the anonymity of the trading in crypto assets, many are now questioning the practicality of this proposal.
As it is with all these other digital taxes, it's just the impracticality of it. Remember, a lot of these platform owners are probably huge multinationals that are not based in Kenya. They're based, based probably in the US or based in someplace else in the world. There are hundreds of thousands of transactions happening on this platform every minute. Are they really going to then start complying with legislation in Kenya just because, they would need to identify who is a Kenyan resident, they would need to then register here in Kenya, then they would need to remit the 3%.
Pundits have also taken issue with the proposal to narrow the band on businesses eligible for turnover tax from the current 1 million to 5 million Kenya shillings in annual turnover to just those that rake in between 500,000 Kenya shillings and 15 million shillings. The finance bill also proposes to bump turnover tax up from the present 1% to 3%.
Now, we've had sentiments that probably the current finance bill targets just the middle class, but you can see some of these measures are also going to impact the so-called hustlers. So turnover tax was really meant to be a simpler mechanism for small traders so that they don't have to hire professionals to, compute for them.
Kenyans now have until 20th May to submit their comments on the Finance Bill 2023. You can now submit your comments through the address cna@parliament.go.ke or by making a physical submission to the Parliament buildings addressed to the Clerk of the National Assembly. Brian George, NTV, Nairobi.
Vandalism of electricity